Andy Demi here. So I wanted to follow up before the weekend on yesterday's video where I spoke about Bitcoin, and I spoke about the potential for this to go higher on the basis that the MACD was going above the zero line, and that's kind of shown in the past to be quite an effective indicator. But if you kind of have a look to see what's happened here, is that the MACD actually crept above, but it's now come below the zero line. So you might be kind of looking at this and thinking, well, what happened next? Well, at the moment, Bitcoin is stuck in this range here, right? I mean, this is basically what it's doing. It's staying within this range, and typically, like, you know, if this is going to reverse, it wouldn't surprise me if the market kind of went and hit this bottom red line, which is its daily trading range, and then potentially did something like that, right? If that's you know, like a double, so then it ends up being this kind of double bottom type thing. That's kind of one possibility. Now, we don't kind of know if that's going to happen, but what you can do, and what I love about TradingView, is rather than kind of, you know, checking in on it every 5 minutes and having a look to see, you know, if it's done, you know, if it's ready to go up, you can just set an alert. Okay, so when you find a good signal for this, you can set an alert. So one of the things that we've got right now is we've got an oversold stochastic RSI, which is a great, you know, right at the bottom of this range. So for those that like to accumulate cheap and build a position, if you really think this is going up higher, you can buy some at the bottom of this range. But for those that want a little bit of confirmation, especially with the big drop, and I don't blame you, then you can put an alert on this indicator. So let me show you how. So we're going to right click, add alert, and you can see here the condition, the MACD. You want to choose the signal line, and you want to choose crossing the zero line, and then literally click create. So what will happen now is if the MACD goes above, so the signal line, the blue line, goes above the zero line, that's going to kind of ping an alert to you to let you know that actually Bitcoin might be ready to go higher, in which case you can then have a look at it and make a decision if it's a play for you. And just to remind you, yesterday we spoke about, you know, if this is going to go higher, I really like the target of around that sort of 49,000, this kind of old support area becoming resistance. And the other thing that I would also check here is where the 618 is of the whole move. So that is kind of a very popular level, and you can see it's exactly around that sort of 49,000. So I do think right now it's difficult to kind of predict the long-term picture, you know, whether, because a lot of kind of scenarios, it's very probable that this 50 EMA is going to act as some form of support. So the way I'm looking at this, guys, is, look, there is definitely signs of weakness here. You've got this divergence on price. So it could be a case that we, you know, react on this support line, we push up, we hit that sort of 49,000, and then perhaps the market then goes down further, in which case I would be looking at the 1618, and I'd also be looking at the, let me get rid of these, the 200. So for me, this area here would be one potential buy zone if that happened, and this second area, which would be my preference, would be my preferred buy area, which would be coming in around that 32,600. So guys, everything is possible. So don't think, oh, this cannot happen, we're only going up. Everything is possible. So we have to be prepared. Now, obviously, the other scenario here is if this isn't going to bounce here, it's holding. So what might happen is it might just create this flag, and then if you watch to see if we close below the 50 EMA, now you're going to be looking for that little pullback into the 50 EMA to then potentially short this down towards target 1 and target 2 down here. Alright guys, I felt like it was important to kind of give you this update to let you know what I'm thinking, and also how to basically get an alert if we get that signal for that momentum push up towards that 49,000. I do hope that helps guys. Wishing you a great weekend, good trading to you all, and take care.